Good morning, children. We will begin with our third class of nationalism in Europe. Before we start beginning with the class, let us revise what all we have done yesterday. Okay, yesterday I explained you the after effects of Napoleonic Code. After effects means what happened after Napoleonic Code were implemented at various places. Okay, when we talk initially यानी starting में अगर हम बात करें तो people were very happy. Their reactions were in favor of Napoleonic Code. They were very happy. Why they were very happy? Because of the administrative changes. यानी whatever changes Napoleon लेके आया, they were very happy. क्योंकि उनको फ्यूडल टैक्स नहीं देना था, है ना. देन प्रिविलेजेस बाय बर्थ, जो इतने सालों से लोग परेशान थे वो भी खत्म कर दिया. देन ही बॉट अ कॉमन करेंसी विच वाज वेरी इजी. ओके, देन ही बॉट अ कॉमन वेट्स एंड मेजर्स, जो इतने सालों से बिजनेसमैन एंड पीजेंट्स वेट कर रहे थे. एवरीथिंग केम इन अ पॉजिटिव वे. सो इनिशियली दे ऑल वर very happy. Okay, but later this happiness turned into hostility. Okay, why it turned into hostility? Hostility means they were now not liking Napoleon. Why? Because when they compared administrative changes along with political changes, they felt that he has done very good with administration. But when we talk about political changes, they felt that he has not done a very good decision with the political changes. In fact, apart from this, what all changes did he brought? Let us see. Apart from the administrative changes and political changes, there were various other things which were upsetting people. That is, new taxation was increased, new tax was introduced, that is called as income tax. Okay, then freedom of press was removed. Freedom of press अगर remove हो जाती है तो we denote it by a single term which is called as censorship. याद रखना है, MCQ में question will come. Okay, freedom of press, that is censorship, was established. Okay, then people were being forced for armies, that is called as forced conscription. Conscription यानी admission in French armies. So what happened? The happiness of administrative changes turned into hostility because of the weakening of political changes. Okay, MCQ आ सकता है. Okay, what are the factors which led to the turning of hostility? उसमें 4 options आ सकते हैं और all of these आ सकता है. तो options क्या क्या हैं, क्या क्या factors थे? Weak political changes, taxation, freedom of press was banned. Freedom of press ban हो गया था. Okay, then forced conscription, and then you have to read the option and check it. Okay, any doubt? ठीक है, चलो आगे. इसके बाद अपन ने क्या पढ़ा? इसके बाद अपन ने पढ़ा अर्ली पिक्चर ऑफ यूरोप. ओके, व्हाट हैपेंड व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ नेशनलिज्म इन यूरोप, है ना. हम देखेंगे अर्ली यूरोप कैसा था. अर्ली यूरोप यानी आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट विच सेंचुरी? आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट 18th century. Okay, as we all know that Europe was always a modern state. Modern state means it was under the rule of kingdoms, है ना, and under the rule of duchies and under the rule of cantons, है ना. क्लास 10th में MCQ के अलावा you will also get fill in the blanks. Okay, so this can come in fill in the blanks. Okay, fill in the blanks, match the following, case study based questions, everything will come. Don't think only MCQ is coming. Okay, so this can come in 1 mark question, that is in fill in the blanks. So in 18th century the Europe was in modern state and was in the control of kingdoms, duchies and cantons. Okay, what was the problem in Europe? The population was very diverse. Okay, and when we talk about the diverse population, the problem was that the people did not had what? They did not had common identity. यही तो चाहिए nationalism लेके आने के लिए, यही नहीं था. did not had common identity, they did not shared common culture. जब कुछ भी common नहीं था तो how can we say that they will have common language? Common language was also not present. Understood? अगर common language नहीं था तो what they were speaking? They were speaking regional dialects यानी regional languages. Again 1 mark में question आ सकता है. Okay, what was the language used by people in Europe during 18th century? So they were using regional dialects. Okay, to understand this, our book has given an example of an empire which is called as Habsburg Empire. जिसने कल वीडियो देखा है उसी को समझ में आने वाला है. If you are not watching the video, then it is not going to help you anywhere. Okay, so the example was Habsburg Empire, which was ruling in which place? Austria and Hungary. Again, this is an MCQ question. Okay, name the place which was ruled by Habsburg Empire. That is Austria and Hungary. Now let us see what was the issue in Habsburg Empire. In the Habsburg Empire, people were belonging to different places. They were speaking different language. They did not had a proper culture, common culture. They did not shared common identity. Hence, in लोगों के लिए nationalism की feeling लाना was very difficult. Do you agree or not? Yes or no? We all have studied कि modern state को nation state बनाना है तो we need common identity. When common identity is not there, common culture is not there और language भी common नहीं है तो कैसे जोड़ेंगे? That was the biggest issue. Only one thing was common. What was common in Europe was that all the people had common elegance. Elegance means bowing, or what we can say is common following to the emperor. बस Habsburg Empire में यही एक चीज common थी कि ये सब different तो थे, but they were only following one emperor, which was who was ruling Habsburg Empire. Any doubt? Now let us see कि nationalism कैसे आया. Okay, because it is a condition जहाँ पे scope बिल्कुल nil दिख रहा है अभी, है ना. We will see how did nationalism came in Europe being such a diverse where they did not had any scope of identity, culture and language. ठीक है, इतना समझ में आया क्या? Now देखो इतना समझ में आ गया ना that Habsburg Empire was very different and then all the people had only one thing in common, that is common elegance to the emperor. Now let us see their journey of nationalism. How did they began with the journey of nationalism? Now इतना अपन को clear हो गया ना that what happened and what is the structure of Habsburg Empire. Now let us see the journey of nationalism in Europe. Before we start with the journey of nationalism in Europe, let us understand what is aristocracy and what is new middle class. ये क्या लिखा है ऐश्वर्या मैम ने स्क्रीन पे ना, वही. Let us understand this. This is the structure of society of Europe. Okay, if you open NCERT, we are on page number 8 of NCERT and the heading is the same one, that is the aristocracy and middle class. Okay, now we are going to understand the structure of society की society का structure कैसा था. फ्रांस की society का structure याद है ना? They were divided into how many estates? They were divided into 3 estates. In the same way, let us see what was the condition of society of Europe. Okay, now as we move forward, let us see this. Okay, this was the social group that were present in Europe. One were the peasants and the other were the aristocrats. Okay, that means there were 2 social groups majorly present in Europe. One was the peasants and the second was the aristocrats. Okay, now when we talk about the peasants and the aristocrats, see, peasants were in majority. ठीक है, स्पेलिंग थोड़ा सा गलत है, इसको ठीक कर लेना. ठीक है, peasants were in majority in Europe as compared to aristocrats, that is the richer section of society. richer section या फिर हम कह सकते हैं थोड़ा सा clergies जो होते हैं ना, और जो नोबिलिटीज होते हैं, जो हायर क्लास पीपल्स होते हैं, उनको हम एरिस्टोक्रेट्स कह सकते हैं, ठीक है। रिचर सेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटी वर इन माइनॉरिटी, अंडरस्टूड, यानी पॉपुलेशन किसकी ज्यादा थी, पीजेंट्स की ज्यादा थी, and aristocrats population was comparatively less. चलो, let me ask you a question, a general question. If we go to a society, एक सोसाइटी का थॉट प्रोसेस क्या होता है, जो मेजॉरिटी में है वो ज्यादा क्या होना चाहिए, पावरफुल होना चाहिए, हाँ या ना। जैसे कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर हम यहाँ देखते हैं, ठीक है, लेट अस इमेजिन अ सोसाइटी, देयर आर 10 people who belong to community A and there are 2 people who belong to community B. अब मैं पूछूं कि दोनों में से पावरफुल यानी सोसाइटी में किसकी बात ज्यादा सुनी जाएगी, तो ऑब्वियसली बाय डिफॉल्ट आप बोलोगे मैम ए की, क्यों, बिकॉज दे आर इन मेजॉरिटी, yes or no. But what happened in Europe was completely different, where peasants are in majority, है ना, peasants majority में है ना, दिख रहा है ना, peasants are in majority, but ironically यानी just उल्टा हो रहा है उनके साथ, they were having very less power in the society. And on the other hand, aristocrats who were in minority, very small in number, but they were having more power in the society. यानी सोसाइटी थोड़ी सी उल्टी है, समझ में आया क्या? Those who are more in numbers they have less powers, and those who are less in numbers they have more powers. Okay, understood? Now let us understand. पहले aristocrats के बारे में पढ़ लेते हैं डिटेल में, फिर we'll study about peasants. Okay? Now let us understand the features of aristocrats. कैसे पहचानोगे कि aristocrats हैं कि नहीं है? ठीक है, फर्स्ट इज दे हैड अ कॉमन वे ऑफ लिविंग. कॉमन वे ऑफ लिविंग क्यों था? बिकॉज दे बिलोंग्ड टू रिचर सेक्शन. ओके, दे हैड देयर ओन स्टाइल ऑफ लिविंग. ओके, देखा है ना आपने, सोसाइटी का रिचर सेक्शन एक कॉमन वे रखता है. दे हैड देयर लग्जरीज, so they had a very common way of living, यानी सारे aristocrats एक ही standards के थे. Okay, they had a lot of property, they owned estates. Estates यानी tea estates जो होते हैं ना, बड़े बड़े बागान, is called as estates. Then they owned town houses on the countryside. Countryside is on the outskirts border of the country. Got it? Okay, now what was the next thing? They spoke French. ये देखो, यूरोप में they are speaking French for the purpose of diplomacy in high society. That means they wanted to show themselves as very high. होता है ना, आप पार्टी में जाते हो, आप देखते हो everyone is speaking in Hindi. Normally some people know what do? They show off and they start speaking in English. तो सब लोग उनको ऐसे देखते हैं ना, my God, कितना हाई फाई है ना, ऐसे ही they wanted to show themselves as superior in the society. They wanted to show themselves as a different class in the society. That is why they spoke which language? They spoke French language. MCQ में आएगा, important है, ठीक है. Now their families were connected by marriage ties. Now this is an important point. One aristocrat family was connected to another aristocrat family with the help of marriages. Okay, their children used to get married or they used to get married, and by this way the level or the standard of living of aristocrat was common all the way. Yani they never married anyone who is lower in the society. They married only aristocrats. Okay, although they were less in numbers, they were socially and politically very very powerful. ये याद रखने हैं characteristics aristocrats के. Okay, they had common way of living, they had their own estates and townhouses in the countryside. They spoke French for the purpose of diplomacy. Diplomacy means to make to stand themselves out in the crowd and in the high society. Okay, their families were their families were connected by marriage ties. Yani families of aristocrats used to marry their family members with each other. Okay, now they were socially and politically very very powerful. ये तो पढ़ लिया aristocrats. आप किसके बारे में पढ़े? आप पढ़ते हैं peasants के बारे में. दूसरा social group है ना peasants का, अगर हमको पता है they were in majority. मेजॉरिटी होने के साथ इनके साथ एक ऑपोजिट था, दैट दे वर लेस पावरफुल। ठीक है, नाउ देखो फर्स्ट फीचर ही यही है, दैट दे आर मेजॉरिटी इन द पॉपुलेशन। ओके, बट they were divided into two parts, in the Western Europe and in the Eastern Europe. आई बात समझ में? In the Western Europe, bulk of the land यानी most of the land was being farmed by tenants. Tenants कौन होते हैं? Those who are renting the land and they pay rent. Okay, for farming they are called as tenants. Okay, and the small owners. So western part of Europe only had tenants and small owners. On the other hand, eastern part of Europe was having the farmlands which were cultivated by serfs. Okay, who are serfs? Serfs are the laborers which are hired on the contract basis. Okay, so this was a condition of peasants. Okay, peasants were divided into two parts, Western Europe and Eastern Europe. ध्यान रखना है, MCQ में क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि ईस्टर्न यूरोप में कैसे थे peasants, कौन से वाले थे? They were serfs. Okay, and Western Europe में they were tenants and small owners. भूलना नहीं है. Okay, चलो आगे चले. Now let us see the effect of industrialization. Now इससे पहले, before this story begins, let me tell you what happened. Okay, we will understand the effect of industrialization in Europe. अब क्या हुआ देखो, जैसे जैसे society, as I told you that the society is being divided into this peasants and the aristocrats. Now there was no common group, यानी पूरा जो हम यूरोप बोल सकते हैं, हम यहाँ आ जाते हैं, है ना, इधर आ जाते हैं इस पेज पे मैं तुम लोगों को समझाती हूँ, ध्यान से देखना। ठीक है, जस्ट a minute, hold on. Now let us see the society. The society had aristocrats, है ना, और फिर सबसे नीचे they had peasants. Yes or no? यानी या तो richer section था सोसाइटी में या फिर very poor section was present, है ना. There was no section which was present and which can be called as middle class. लेकिन फिर भी middle class का नाम आ रहा है in this topic. Why did it came? Let us understand. Okay, क्या हुआ? यूरोप में धीरे धीरे इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन होने लगा. Understood what happened? Industries started coming in nearby areas. Okay, when the industries started coming in the nearby areas, what happened? Slowly and gradually the peasants from this group, yani there were some people who were little bit educated but still they were doing peasants job. Some people from this group, they started working in the industries. आई बात समझ में? Some people from this group started working in the industries. When these some people started working in the industries, they came to be called as industrial class. क्योंकि इंडस्ट्रीज में काम कर रहे थे तो इनको इंडस्ट्रियल क्लास बोल दिया. ठीक है, इंडस्ट्रियल क्लास के साथ साथ they were also called as middle class because they were earning money. They were little bit richer than peasants but not that much richer than aristocrats. Hence they were called as middle class or they were called as commercial class. समझ में आ रहा है क्या? Now this middle class or industrial class or commercial class, they were doing job. Yes, because they were doing job, they were meeting thousands of people every day. Okay, and then they realized that the education is very much important. Okay, the role of education is very much important. They were educated also. These middle class people were educated. Let us see the features. देखो आप समझ में आ रहा है, आप ध्यान से देखते हैं यहाँ पे. देखो, effects of industrialization in Europe. As I told you, society was of aristocrats and peasants. इनके बीच में कोई भी नहीं था. धीरे धीरे industries came up. When industries came up, it started developing in Europe. Which part of Europe specifically? Central part of Europe. Note कर लेना, ठीक है, अभी एनसीईआरटी से पढ़ाती हूँ, ठीक है. Central part of Europe. So what happened? The industrialization started showing its effect. People started working in industries. When they started working in industries, they were called as working class, they were called as middle class, or they were called as commercial class. Any doubt? Any doubt? अब मतलब सोसाइटी में एक और ग्रुप आ गया इनके बीच में, which is called as middle class, right? Now let us see the features of middle class. They were against aristocratic privileges. That means they were not in support of aristocrats. Aristocrats को जितने भी privileges मिलते थे उनके support में ये बिल्कुल भी नहीं थे. And what did they do? They were educated. Who were educated? These middle class were educated. They were skilled, and because they were educated and skilled, hence they said that we will unite the society, and they brought the feeling of nationalism. यानी अगर मैं इस educated class की बात करूं तो इनमें थी sense of common identity because they were working in industries. तो इनको working class बोला जाता था. They were educated, they were skilled, they were against aristocratic privileges. ये भी एक common struggle है उनके लिए, right? And that is why they brought a feeling of unity and nationalism. They took the flag that yes, we will bring nationalism in Europe. Okay, इतना समझ में आया? सोसाइटी समझ में आ गई? क्लियर हो गया? I have explained you this topic of aristocracy and middle class. चलो, now we will study and read it from there. The aristocracy and the new middle class. ध्यान से याद रखना, relate करते हुए पढ़ेंगे, ठीक है? Socially and politically, a landed aristocracy means very less in population, was dominant class on the continent. Which continent I'm talking about? I'm talking about Europe. As I already told you that aristocracy was in minority but it was very powerful. Powerful को ही उन्होंने एक नया word दिया है which is called as dominant. Okay, the members of this class, these are the features of aristocracy. Mark कर लेना. The members of this class were united by a common way of life. I already told you common way of life, a common standard of living है that cut across regional divisions. That means common way of life है, wherever you go in whichever region, if aristocracy is there, उनका life standard same रहेगा. Okay. Point number 2, they owned estates in the countryside and also the town houses. Point number 3, they spoke French. I already told you, for the purpose of diplomacy and in high society. Okay. Point number 4, their families often connected by the ties of marriages. Okay. Now point number 5, this powerful aristocracy was however numerically a small group because they were in minority. Okay. इतना पैरा समझ में आ गया? कोई डाउट है? Now, let us talk about the majority of the population. Who were the majority of the population? They were the peasants. याद रखना है, भूलना नहीं है. सिर्फ ये society is opposite. Majority less powerful है और minority ज़्यादा powerful है. Okay? The majority of the population was made up of peasantry. That is called as peasants. Now, the peasants were divided into two parts. In the PPT we have seen, to the west, the bulk of the land, that means most of the land, was farmed by tenants and the small owners. While in the eastern and the central part of Europe, the pattern of land holding was characterized by vast estates which were cultivated by serfs. मैंने पहले ही बता दिया serfs क्या है? They are contractual laborers which are hired by the estate holders. Okay? Any doubt? Now आगे चलते हैं. अब as I told you that aristocracy and peasants के बीच में there was no social group. That means या तो यूरोप में richer section थे या यूरोप में they were poorer section. Now what happened? धीरे धीरे when industrialization began in Europe, देखो in western parts of the Central Europe, the growth of industrial production and trade meant the growth of towns and emergence of commercial class whose existence was based on production. Now see, when the growth happened of western and central part of Europe, the growth of industrial production and trade meant with the growth of towns and emergence. Okay, धीरे धीरे growth of town होने लग गया और धीरे धीरे जैसे growth of town होने लगा, most of the people started working in the industries and they were called as commercial class. They were based on the production for the market. ठीक है, mark करो. Industrialization began in England in the second half of the 18th century, but in France and parts of Germany, it occurred only in 19th century. यानी industries हर जगह में, that means not in all parts of the world it came in an equal way. First it came in England and then slowly and gradually it moved to France and other places. Okay, in its wake means on the way of industrialization, new social group came into being. And what was that new social group? That is called as middle class. ध्यान से सुनना important है. Okay, and that was a working class population. Middle class were made up of industrialists, businessmen and professionals. Underline कर लेना, because they were middle class, they were working and they were highly educated and skilled. Okay, in the central and the eastern Europe, these groups were smaller in number. Till 19th century, it was among the educated. ये इनका feature है. They were educated, they were liberal. That means they were free from their mind. इतना ज़्यादा restriction वाले नहीं थे. And they had the ideas of unity. They wanted to abolish aristocratic privileges. That means they wanted to unite people of Europe so that we can get nationalism. And they were against aristocrats. Is that clear? We have finished with the topic of middle class. Any doubt? ध्यान रखना है, aristocrats और peasants के बीच में ये middle class आया. Middle class came because of industrialization. Industrialization came in England, that in 18th century, but France में it came in 19th century. Middle class was educated, skilled, they were liberal यानी थोड़े से free minded लोग थे, they were not having restrictions. Then they were against aristocratic privileges. They wanted to bring unity and nationalism in Europe and they wanted to gain popularity. Is that clear? बहुत important topic है. Okay.